Throughout a school, there's only a certain amount of money that they can provide for the school sports, which may lead the athletes to act like. We interviewed some of the athletes from our school to see how they felt about our school funding and how they can fix the issues that we have. What do you think you can do to gain support for your team?
Our team can gain support by winning more games and maybe even having like a pep rally to get everybody excited for the season.
We could get a new coach because our coach isn't the best and stop people from screwing around the whole time.
Maybe make social media accounts or like a Facebook account, Instagram account, something like that.
Beginning of the season, we didn't have that many fans, so we were really down during the games, but towards the end, when a lot more fans started coming for our pinkouts and stuff, we got a lot more excited about the games, and we beat one of the top teams we never thought we could beat before.
What do you think changed everyone's minds to come to the game?
I think because we started winning.
If we were a competitive cheer squad, maybe people will be more interested in coming and watching us compete.
I think to gain a lot of support for our team, we could have a lot more fans come out and maybe have a better student section than we did last year for some of our home games.
If you want more support, you gotta win some games. Nobody wants to come out and watch a team that's gonna get destroyed every game. So it starts with the players. We gotta put in work and get some dubs.
Well, I mean, the golf team, I don't know if anyone actually supports us because no one like comes and watches our matches and stuff, but they might like be in it, like they support us, but there's nothing really you can do to tell people to come actually watch us golf because no one gets into it.
Has anyone ever come to watch?
No.
We put it out on social media to get everyone to know about our games and our sporting events, and then we did a fundraiser with sunglasses for Dig Pink, and a lot of people showed up for that.
How did support change from the beginning to the end of the season?
During the beginning of volleyball season, no one showed up because they thought that we sucked, but at the end of the season, they all saw that we were doing pretty good this season, so they started showing up.
Well, we can kind of do what like the volleyball players did, like by like make a Twitter page and kind of put ourselves out there more to like gain more fans to come to the games, not just all the parents being there. We want students.
Well, during our season, we got a team Twitter page and put ourselves more out on social media, but I think that we could do more things around the school to get known for our games.
How do you feel support changed from the beginning to the end of the season?
In the beginning of the year, not many people came to our games just because they weren't really interested, but I feel that as the season progressed and they see the improvements from last year to this year, they were more interested in coming.
Do you think it'll keep moving forward in future seasons?
I definitely feel that we can keep getting more fans during the upcoming season just because of them seeing how well we work with the upcoming freshmen and how we are successful this year.
I think the best way to gain support for our team is to win. Because if you win, then the community will see that and they will want to come out and support the winning program. Because when we weren't too good, there was no one out to support, but now there's loads of people out to support.
How did support change from the beginning of the season to the end?
It changed a lot. The stands were full by the end of the season. Beginning, I mean, they were full, but there were people standing along the fence at the end, and it was good to see.
I think if like the fans come out and like support us, I think we'll be in good shape. I think we got a real good shot this year. A lot of kids coming back, so I think it's going to be a successful season this year.
If you want more support, you gotta win some games. Nobody wants to come out and watch a team that's gonna get destroyed every game. So it starts with the players. We gotta put in work and get some dubs.
Our team needs more support from the school and to start kicking people out who just come to screw around.
Well, we have enough equipment down at the field and stuff. It just might be the stuff that we need before the season. People that want to be better, like we can't really be in the lifting room like anytime we want to, like on the weekends or something. Like there's a lot of people that need that and stuff, and they don't have stuff at home. They don't have those resources. So it's more of like the personal resources for each track player.
Our volleyball nets, Our setter uses a setter's net. We have our coaches to help us out. We have balls. We need balls for it.
What we need is more gym time and more mats for stunting.
One big asset would be definitely having Connor Markish come out to the team. I think he could really help because he's a really tall guy and a very athletic guy.
We definitely need basic equipment like soccer balls or goals and stuff, but especially with like transportation costs, we need money to pay buses to take us to and from Southside every day.
We need golf clubs, golf balls, and golf bags. I guess.
Is that provided by the school?
No. Well, golf balls sometimes, but we have to like get our own balls occasionally. Oh yeah, uniforms, we use those too.
And the school provides that?
And the school does provide that.
What are some things that you would like to have but cannot afford?
I don't know. We have a fundraiser and we provide for ourselves pretty much, but there's some stuff that we could have, but I don't know.
Most of our nets are kind of like torn and broken, so it would be great to get new nets for volleyball.
Do you feel like any of these things will change for next season?
Hopefully, if we get more funding for volleyball in the next year, we can get new nets.
And how do you plan on getting more funding?
Fundraisers or whatever the school can get for us.
We could maybe have gloves for the girls that couldn't afford them, or cleats, and we're provided with bats by our coach because of all of our fundraising we do on our own because we're not very supported. So I think maybe having gloves and having cleats for the girls that can't afford it.
What would you guys like to have but can't afford?
Matching cleats.
The volleyball team could definitely use some new nets or some new balls because our gym class uses the same nets and balls that we used during our season, so they're kind of damaged and torn up and old.
Do you think that this is something in our future that will be attainable?
I definitely feel that it could be attainable. It's just going to be if we have the funding to get it.
And is the volleyball team going to fundraise on their own, or are you guys going to ask for support from the community?
I definitely feel that we could ask for support from the community just as a boost, but the volleyball team does fundraise on our own a lot.
For football, we obviously need a lot of helmet, shoulder pads, pants, knee pads. We need all that stuff so we can look fly together. And obviously footballs, basketball, we obviously need basketballs. And the school is good with supplying that. I mean, obviously we do fundraisers a lot. The wing bash, make a lot of money for that. And then for football, we have to sell a lot of stuff. And we do a good job because with the amount of players we have, we make a good bit of money.
I think we have most of the resources we need. We use the gun a lot, which is a shooting, a basketball shooting 3-point rebound machine. So we use that a lot. We use the Vertimax, and we have a lot of other nice pieces of equipment that we're fortunate to have.
Does the school provide it?
Yeah, the school does provide it.
What are some things that your team wants but does not need, and what would be nice to have if you had the funding?
If we had the funding, I think we should have better uniforms because the uniforms we used this year didn't have the school's name on it. I feel like the girls would rather have long sleeve jerseys than short sleeve jerseys. I also think we should all have matching shoes as well and all have matching warm-ups.
For October, Breast Cancer Month, we would want the shiny pom-poms that are pink instead of just the pink ones we have right now, and then maybe more Christmas bows and holiday bows, and the white midriff instead of the blue ones, so we can switch off and on.
I think everyone wants a team shoe, but I guess we don't really need one because we can get our own on our own time.
I mean, the team could use some new jerseys. We have numbers that are peeling off, faded, pretty old looking. So if we get some new uniforms, we'll be looking snazzy out there.
It'd be cool if the team could get golf clubs provided by the school, And maybe if we had a practice facility at the school somewhere where we could practice and hit golf balls into a net or something, maybe that would help out.
We wanted team shoes this year, but we didn't have enough funding at all for them. We also want new uniforms that are long sleeve, but we don't have enough funding for that either.
This year we talked about getting team shoes and new uniforms, like long sleeve uniforms, and I definitely feel that that's something that the whole team wants, but without funding, obviously not.
In the middle of the season, for the biggest game of the year, Beth Center, we only had one bus, so we had 35 kids packed on a bus with all our coaches and gear. So that was not fun. I mean, we didn't need 2 buses, but it would have been nice to have 2 buses. And on top of that, it would have been nice to have some new balls at the new games because, you know, the balls got muddy at some games for practices, and we'd like to have new balls for the games. Yeah, thank you.
What motivated you to become the athletic director?
Well, I've been involved with sports since I've been 6 years old, and it's been a part of my life for about 37 years now. So being a coach and a teacher for over 20 years, it's something that I felt I wanted to pursue at that level, and it's been a very rewarding experience.
What fundraisers do you do for sports?
As far as sports are concerned, each individual sport does their own fundraising. Each sport has a booster organization that is run through the head coach, and they do each of their fundraising individually.
How do you choose who gets the gym and when?
Okay, so obviously we have 2 gyms, so we're extremely lucky in that regard. The first teams that get the gym are whatever teams that are in season. They have their first choice as far as time constraints and things of that nature. After that, the teams that are out of season that want to do off-season work, all they would do is contact me on a weekly basis and see what gyms are open, and if things are available, they would be scheduled as such.
Do all the sports get equal amount of money funded by the school?
So the budgets are made up as far as what each sport is in need of. So for instance, a sport like volleyball would be a different need as opposed to softball or football. Each sport has a different need, and the school is extremely equitable as far as giving each sport exactly what it needs to compete at a high level throughout every given year.
What issues do you see with school funding?
I guess the biggest issue with school funding is actually being able to get the proper amount of funding to satisfy the different departments, the different sporting teams.
I, as a head coach of a program, could not be more content. Everything that I've asked for, reasonably speaking, we have either been given by our school or by the community. So as a head coach of a program, I have no complaints whatsoever about funding.
How often do you have to fundraise?
We have one fundraiser a year for the golf team. It's an actual golf tournament. It's held in August, and that's the only fundraiser that we need.
Is it easy or hard for your team?
I would say it's neither. I mean, it is doing a good bit of work, but it's not really hard work, and it's just having them have the motivation to go out there and get the sponsors and the money that we need.
At times it becomes difficult just because of the numbers involved and dealing with 2 programs. Even though we do not do a great deal with the junior high, just giving our support to the junior high is essential for both programs to be strong and relevant. Overall though, again, I have no complaints, but at times there is a need for more fundraising.
Does your team get a lot of support? If so, who's your biggest support group?
Yeah, we get a lot of support from the community, from the businesses around Bargettstown and the surrounding areas. Probably our biggest supporters are from the alumni from the golf team.
What kind of fundraisers do you do for your football team?
Primarily, we have 3. 2 are driven by the student athletes, and 1 is driven by the community and coaching staff. The first one is our annual lift-a-thon that's been going on here for about 40 years. It was started by Reed John Derrick, to my knowledge, and we have continued over the decades. The second one is a discount card sale, which once again is done by the football team. This occurs in late July, early August. Finally, we have our kickoff to the fall sports season, the football season, and that is our annual steak fry, which was created by Coach Avelka. And once again, we have continued since that. It's a great fundraiser, not only for the funds that are raised, but also for the support from community, both past as well as present, and hopefully future.
3, 2, 1. What issues do you see with fundraising?
Definitely a lot. We tried, I think, 3 fundraisers this year and didn't make much to support the travel gear that we ordered, the t-shirts, the expenses for refs, tournaments, and everything like that. So definitely I see a big issue.
Does the team get a lot of support, and who's the biggest support group?
I think our biggest support group would be a lot of the football team and most of the parents. Definitely not as much as support as we need for a team and that a team should have through a school district, but it can definitely improve.